Thank you, ISL Band. I hope the hall is not too cold, and that's why our enthusiasm is being affected. I think the Vice Chancellor deserves a better round of applause. Under his watch, this university has produced over 50,000 students. Can we give him another round of applause? Under his watch, certificates are ready for collection on the day of graduation. Under his watch, first-class students are brought out here and they are celebrated, and they have the opportunity to have a lifetime handshake with the Chancellor, the Pro-Chancellor, the Vice-Chancellor. Give him a applause. Under his watch, the university, through the Governing Council, resuscitated the Graduate Assistantship Scheme, whereby every two top best students in every program is given automatic employment once they have 4.0. 2 from each program. And this we have done. This is going to be the 3rd year. I think Professor Bello is a man to be celebrated. Is the hall too cold? Please, a round of applause for Professor Bello. I thank you very much for your presence this morning. I want to recognize especially, once again, the Olowo Eko, without whose permission will not be seated in this hall. The Oba of Lagos, Oba Ariwan Akiolu. We also have another royal father in our midst, the Lamodi of Isiwa Ijebu, Oba Adedoyin Sikiru Salisu. We recognize your presence, sir. With us this morning is the former Vice Chancellor of FUTA, Professor Adeniyi. Thank you very much. Also with us is a former Vice Chancellor of Lagos State University, Professor Latif Hussein. We have with us also one of our own who is currently on loan to LASU as the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman Governing Council of Lagos State University, Professor Adebayo Ninalowo. We have in our midst Engineer Mrs. Maduka. Engineer Mrs. Maduka is the current president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Engineer Vincent Maduka was the chairman of our last year's convocation lecture. We also recognize the presence, the coverage being given this ceremony by the Nigerian Television Authority. We appreciate you. Channels Television, we appreciate you. CVC and other media, electronic media houses here present, thank you very much for the wonderful coverage. We want to also recognize the presence of Emeritus Professor Shoga Shofola in our midst. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is the University of First Choice, the nation's pride, Great Akokite. Great Akokite. Greatest of the greatest of the greatest of the greatest. We have our scholars here with us, our students who are in the first class representing the student body. You saw them when they came in. These are the leaders of tomorrow. We'll be graduating them next year and year after. Thank you. I want to particularly appreciate those who have made it possible for us to produce over 12,000 graduating students this year. Members of the Senate, please kindly rise up and take a bow. Thank you very much for your diligence and your dedication. God bless you all. Again, this is the only university where people come, see, and go to their various universities to replicate what we have. We have the first television station, university television station in Nigeria, Unilag 103.1 FM. And we have blazed the trail again. Through the sagacity of Professor Ralph Akinfeleye, we have established the first university television station in Nigeria, Unilag TV. Thank you, Professor Akinfeleye. Now I want you to know that these events are being streamed live on video, on online platforms, on YouTube, Facebook, Unilag website, Unilag TV, and others. For those of us who are at home, kindly tune in so that you can be part of this historic occasion. We thank you very much for everyone who has come here to celebrate with us. And we move on with our order of proceedings for this morning. We have in our midst this morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Vice Chancellors from sister universities who have come to celebrate with us. It's my privilege, Chancellor, sir, to invite the Deputy Vice Chancellor Management Services, Professor Duro Oni, to invite the visiting Vice Chancellor to present their goodwill messages. Incidentally, today is the last time Professor Duro Oni will be performing this function. He's completing his tenure as DVC.
Thank you very much, Registrar and Secretary to Council. The visitor, represented by the Executive Secretary and you'd see, the Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor, Kabiyesi, Oba of Lagos, visiting Vice Chancellors, General Secretary, Committee of Vice Chancellors, Secretariat, former Vice Chancellors, members of Council, members of Management, distinguished members of Senate, Provost and Deans, the Borno Emirate Council, Kabiyesi's graduating students, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We have 12 universities here to felicitate with the University of Lagos on the third day of our convocation.